I was able to get past some of that because I went and talked to the guy that makes t-shirts, and I actually took time to go talk to somebody that expected me to talk to them. And so the guy who makes t-shirts, he expected people to talk to him, and it was kind of an easy thing to go do that. And so when I walked back into the main room with everybody else, I approached the group and I just stepped up and I said, "Hey, can I join you guys?" And I was shaking the whole time because my anxiety was up there. Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. My name's John and this is Delighted Acres Farm. So this video is going to be a recap of the Creators Conference that I went to this last weekend in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That was hosted by Keeping It Dutch and Arms Family Homestead. And it was a fantastic time. It was amazing because there were so many awesome YouTube creators, so many people who were there, not just the panel of speakers, but also those who just want to be better at creating videos, better at telling a story, better at doing some of the small things that have a big impact on video creation and social media and all of those things. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to briefly go through a list of those who spoke and what they talked about. I'm not going to get in deep about the things that they talked about, but I am going to give you just a recap of the whole thing. So Friday we got checked in and all that stuff, and we had time to mingle and network with other creators, and there were people there. I met a guy, he has like 27 subscribers as of Friday evening, and there were people there that have multiple thousands of subscribers. And then of course our panel, there were folks that had 500,000, 600,000, more than 1 million subscribers, and they were just as real as the guy that had 27 subscribers. So let me just get into it real quick. Like I said, it was hosted by Dutch and Daniel, and they did a fantastic job. I could not have asked for more. It was completely worth the price. It was completely worth the time. And if you didn't make it and you had thought about it, you missed out. They are talking about maybe doing it next year. So if they do, I want to encourage you, when it comes out that they are doing it, sign up, pay the money, and get ready to go, because it will benefit you. So I am looking forward to putting into practice and implementing the things that I learned. So let me just go through this real quick. Like I said, on Friday night, we networked, we ate, the food was fabulous. On Saturday, it started with Dutch, and he talked about the importance of getting the click. So he talked about thumbnails and titles and how important those are. If people don't click on your video, nobody's going to watch it. So he talked about the importance of a good title and a good thumbnail. And then Lester came up from I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, and he talked about telling the story. If you know anything about him, he is a fantastic storyteller, and he talked about how important it is to tell a good story from start to finish. Draw people in at the beginning of the story, make them see that there's a struggle of some sort, and they want to stay to the end to see if there's a resolution. And he's a great storyteller. Go watch some of his videos. Jason from Cog Hill Family Farm, he talked about the importance of knowing your audience. So if you know who your audience is, you can make videos that are geared toward those folks. He talked about checking your analytics so you know who's watching, their demographic, the age group, male or female, and all those things. And he said whenever he had plateaued at some point in his YouTube journey, and he was making fantastic videos. He said he looked at his analytics and he realized he needed to make a change. He made the change, and almost overnight, his channel just took off, and it has been taking off ever since then. So it's important to know who's watching your videos. And then Cody with TC Advisors came up, and he is a tax professional, and his company, they are tax professionals as well. And he talked about the importance of the tax side of creating videos and being monetized. If you're monetized online, you need a tax professional to walk through all of the ins and outs of the taxes with you. If you're a creator, get a tax professional. Daniel and DJ Arms came up, and they talked about merchandise and how to go about doing that, how they do it, how they've done it in the past. And also the importance of knowing who your audience is, so you make and create the correct merchandise that will sell. Because if you make something for a different demographic than what's watching your videos, they're not going to want to buy it as much. So it's important. And then after we had a barbecue lunch, Scott from Gig Incorporated came up, and dude is crazy smart. I'm not even going to try to tell you what it was that he was talking about, but essentially it's when you are on all these different platforms, he has a program that can draw all of that stuff into one location, so people are able to see the best of what you do, your videos and all your content. And so look it up, Gig, G-I-G-G, Incorporated. I think it's gig.com, but I'm not for sure. Anyway, do a search for Gig and just take a look at that. After that was From Suits to Boots, Jamie, who is the significant other of Lester from I'm a Survivor. And she is really, really smart when it comes to social media, Facebook, and YouTube. And she talked about the differences between the two. She talked about the similarities between the two, and how to really pay attention to what you're doing, and that if you do certain things, they will flag you and take you out of the rotation. The algorithm will say, we're not going to push out their video because they did X, Y, or Z. So here's the deal. Two things that she talked about that are very important. One, if you are using all caps in your title, stop. Because if you're using all caps, the algorithm thinks that you are a scammer and that you are spam. Don't use all caps. Also, if you're using more than one exclamation mark in your title, stop. Because if you use more than one, it also thinks that you're a scammer or that you're spam, and it won't push your videos out. It will flag you, and you will be out of the rotation for a period of time. And so nobody will be getting your videos other than maybe those who are subscribed to you. So two things: stop using all caps and stop using more than one exclamation mark. That's my little information tidbit for you. And then Daniel and DJ Arms came back up, and they talked about maximizing your brand, and they have done a great job at that through their merchandise, and they have now made another brand that is more than just Arms Family. It's Creek Life, and they just talked about how important it is to maximize your brand. Don't just be content making your video and posting it once or twice a week. Do a little more. And then after that, y'all, all of the information was great. All the information that all these folks gave was just outstanding. But at the end, we had like an hour and a half of just question and answer. And so They all sat up on the stage and they answered question after question. They gave insight. They gave knowledge. They talked about the frustrations of coming up in social media, the things that they learned over time, the things that went well for them, the things that didn't go so well for them. Now, they could have all said, we're not going to do something like this. We took time. We were in the trenches. We did the work. Let these people do the work too. But they didn't. They said, we're going to come together and we're going to offer a platform for these folks to learn from us the things that we did right, the things that we didn't do right, and hopefully that will help them to shave a year or 2 years off of their journey to becoming monetized or becoming, getting 100,000 subscribers or whatever the case may be. And y'all, they are just as genuine as anybody that you would ever meet. There was nobody that was on the panel was too good or bigger or better than anybody that was there. The guy with 27 subscribers was just as important as somebody that has multiple thousands. And y'all, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. Now, as worth it as it was, I almost blew it. So here's a clip real quick of me talking about what happened because my anxiety came up and almost ruined the conference for me. Okay, so I hope the wind is not going to bother the mic, but if it does, I apologize. Y'all, let me just say that for pretty much my whole life, I have struggled with social anxiety. I have struggled very hard with putting myself out there in front of people. I'm always afraid that I am interrupting other people or that I am bugging them, or I don't know. I never want to be a bother. And so we were in a situation where we had opportunity to network with other YouTube creators. You know what I did? I stood to the side. I didn't do a whole lot of the networking because my anxiety level was so high whenever I was there. I was there by myself. Kelly was not able to go with me, and that's okay. I've got to be able to do things by myself, but my anxiety level is so high, y'all. Anxiety sucks. Just so you know, if you don't have anxiety issues, anxiety sucks. It is not something that I wish upon other people. And I have had, in the past, I've had like panic attacks. But that's not, I didn't have that, but I had this overwhelming sense of I can't approach people. And thankfully, I was able to get past some of that. Y'all, I think the wind's blowing too much. So, like I said, I was able to get past some of that because I went and talked to the guy that makes t-shirts. And I actually took time to go talk to somebody that expected me to talk to them. And so the guy who makes t-shirts, he expected people to talk to him, and it was kind of an easy thing to go do that. And so when I walked back into the main room with everybody else, I approached the group and I just stepped up and I said, "Hey, can I join you guys?" And I was shaking the whole time because my anxiety was up there. But and of course they're going to say, "Yeah, join us," which is always fine. It's always good whenever I do approach people. It never disappoints. I always have those times where everybody says, "Yeah, join us." But it's the anxiety of approaching people that really sucks. So there were multiple times throughout the conference that we had time to interact with other people. And I saw people going here and there and meeting people. And I didn't even go meet all of the speakers because my anxiety was so high. And y'all, just telling you about it is making my anxiety go up. So anyway, y'all, I didn't want to end here on a downer. Overall, it was fantastic. The whole thing was fantastic. It was my issue that kept me from really getting myself out there. And it's that same way whenever I'm videoing, because when I go out in public and I have my camera, I'm like, oh, what are people going to think about me? And y'all, I have struggled with that ever since I was in school. What are people going to think about me? I'm going to draw attention to myself. I'm going to make myself look foolish. So here's the deal, y'all. I really appreciate the fact that you guys watch my channel, that you all have subscribed. If you're not a subscriber, then I would encourage you to do that. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you, like I said, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Ring the notification bell so that you know when new content comes out. You'll be one of the first ones to be notified of that. And y'all, thanks so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. I always do. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I have a handful of new subscribers. Part of you are ones that I met this weekend, and I actually have a few that jumped on board because of a video I recently put out. So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm about to run out of memory on my camera, and so y'all have a great rest of your day, whatever day it is you're watching this. I will see you on the next video.